Thanks for joining us today, everybody. Level M Diecast bringing you finally 2023 Mix 1 of Matchbox collectors. It's been very, very difficult to acquire these. It's been a very, very slow rollout of the collector line, but we do have them now today. Full set of 5 to take a look at. They are in number order 1 through 5, which is a pretty nice release for the first mix of the year. We're going to go ahead and start with number 1. This is the 2016 Land Rover LR4. This is a brand spanking new casting for this year. See, there are 22 models for this year. I did mention this in the last mix of 2022. I do believe it is 22 models this year because we did get 2 carried over from last year that were supposed to be in the 2022 mix. So we'll go ahead and just get to it. Slide this guy out of there. It's popped in there pretty good. Get the box out of the way. They do continue with the blueprint style box. There is the front of it. Taking a look at the blueprint on the side, that actually looks pretty good. I think it looks better than the model probably will look. But it is pretty nice. I do like the fact that they are still doing this. This one looks definitely more, beefy off-road. Looks a little bit lifted compared to the actual model. But other than that, not too bad. Same deets on the sides. Of course, this is number 1. This is for 2022. You see, this is a carryover. So this should be an easy indication of what was carried over from last year. So my assumption is some of these will be 2023 boxes. These are going to be 2022 boxes. So this is definitely one of the ones that was carried over from last year that didn't quite make it. This is the 2016 LR4. Does have full deets, of course. On the front, it is premium. Prints are a little off. Not because of where they tampo printed it. It's just because the headlights have a little bit of a down angle print to them, but it still looks pretty decent. Says Land Rover right there at the top of the grill. Does have your Land Rover logo in the grill too. Super small to see that. It is in a pearl white, which looks pretty good. This particular one has opening doors. So doors do open. That looks pretty good. You see the ugly steering wheel in there. It's absolutely terrible. This has integrated side mirrors on it, which looks pretty good. Tinted window. This is all plastic. For the canopy here all the way around. Very interesting design for this particular casting. Does have the third seat in the back there, or the fourth row seating, I guess you can say, or the third row seating. There we go. That one little seat, kind of hard to see in there, but it is in there. They do hide that ugly post in the back, which is right here. Pretty good. You see the top of the interior covers that in there. So that's a pretty nice detail, although you're not really going to see it all that much. Taking a look at the back, you'll see that the taillights are very, very wrong. They are huge. So we actually, on Instagram, a lot of people commented to Michael Geralda. He is the one that designed this tampo. This is a factory error. This factory just printed it too big. It was designed correctly. They just printed it too big. So it looks super ugly, but hopefully on future releases of this one, it won't look so bad. It doesn't look as bad like from the back, but seeing the real vehicle in real life, you know that those taillights are wrong. LR4 on the back looks pretty good. LR4 in the plates as well. Does have that very interesting window in the back. Very, very unique to Land Rover. Then does have just some prints on the handles and stuff like that. Does use the Matchbox kind of medium-sized off-road wheel, which actually looks okay. And then just the other door opens up. There's no details inside the door. It is completely blank. But the interior is actually not too bad on this one. Taking a look at their base deets Land Rover LR4. There is the deets. 1403 is your man number for the very spanking brand new casting. There is a lot of detail on this base too. Looks very, very good. Like all the transfer case and stuff detailing. It looks pretty cool. Of course, it is molded with the standard 6-spoke wheel, because when this moves to your standard opening parts, that will be the one that we see. So we'll bring that guy back in here. All right, moving on to number 2. This is an existing casting, 1965 Volkswagen Type 3 Fastback. This one is using some Hot Wheels wheels, which is pretty common. So we'll pull this out. Pull this guy out of here. There is the box. Looks pretty good. I do like the box art on these. They're very, very nice. The blueprint on this one looks pretty good. This guy has been in moving parts, been in premium and all that good stuff before. So nothing new with this particular casting. So kind of standard fare, although this might be the best it's ever looked. Number 2. So this one shows 2022. So I don't know if the rest of those are going to be 2023 or maybe these are all 2022 and they just, I don't know. We're going to find out though. Very interesting that these both are 2022s. If the rest of those are 2023, then that makes perfect sense. But we will see what happens. There is our Volkswagen Fastback. The deets on the front look pretty good. There is your plate detail in there. Looks very, very good. Full front teeth, dampos on there. A little bit of side print on there. A little bit of checkered flag in silver. These are Hot Wheels wheels. A wheel that they use on some classic ones. Looks decent. Kind of like an 8-dot hole kind of setup. And then the plates and the deets on the back to match the front. There's the plate. Looks pretty decent. This guy just have opening doors. They don't open all that far. That's about as far as they open. And then there's no details on the inside of the door. The interior is a little bit better than the Land Rover, but not by much. And then, of course, nice super chrome base. What is the date codes that we are out here? It was printed on there. We'll look at one that is not chromed up and see if we can see it a little bit better. All right, moving on to number 3. This is only one per case, by the way, so you want to pick this one up. The Volkswagen is also one per case. The Land Rover is 2 per case. This guy is 1 per case. Number 3, this is the 70 Datsun 510 Rally, which looks pretty cool. All in red, white, and blue garb. Some 70th anniversary stuff on there. So we'll pull this guy out of there. Throw the box down. There is the box. Looks pretty decent. Of course, red, white, and blue does have offset colored wheels, which is very interesting. There is the blueprint detail, which looks really cool. This is very interesting. So this is a 2-door Datsun 510. That is a 4-door Datsun 510. So this is not the correct blueprint. They chose to do a 2-door rather than the actual model, which is a 4-door. So this is one of the reasons why I look at these blueprints, because I always try to find, you know, if they missed something, and they definitely missed something big time on this one. So this one is also 2022. Very interesting. Very interesting. If all of these are 2022s, that would put last year's mix over 20 models, because we got 18 models. So this would actually make 21. So that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, because this is supposed to be 2023 mix 1. I don't know. We'll have to talk to the Matchbox team and figure that one out. There is the deets on this nice Datsun 4-door 510 J. I'm not even going to pronounce that, but that is former ambassador. So it does say Ambassador Rally on the side. Nissan Motor Company 70th logo. Looks very, very good. Deets on the front. Nice to see some prints for the headlights on there. Not something we've gotten before. Nice print on the hood. Very, very nice print on the top. That looks fantastic. All the luggage is done up. Very, very nice. The lights on the top of the luggage rack are done up too. That looks pretty good. Moving on to this side. This is a really good one, actually. There's quite a bit of print on here. It looks very, very good. It says Ambassador on the plate. And it says Datsun on the corner of the tailgate, or the trunk there. This one's actually pretty cool. There is your base deets. It looks like R45 is when these were produced. So these were still produced in 2022. So very, very interesting. We're going to have to figure out exactly what their number codes are, because that certainly doesn't make sense now. All right, number 4 in the mix. This is a pretty good one. 1980 Mercedes-Benz W123 wagon. This is the first time we're seeing this guy in full premium garb. He's always had front and rear deets, though, so it's not going to be too big of a deal that we haven't seen this in premium. So we'll pull him out of there, get the packaging stuff out the way. There is the box. Looks pretty cool. Mercedes-Benz service is going to be the deco. This one looks pretty good to the source material. I mean, the one we're going to look at has black wheels and stuff. Looks pretty good. There is the blueprint. This one looks a little short. for the model. Kind of looks like it's squished a little bit. The roofing is a little bit high. But I kind of like these blueprints because they kind of have that like not digital, but like somebody actually put these together look to them. And it really adds to the charm. All right, now I'm completely lost. So these are all going to be 2022s. That doesn't make any sense. Now, the only thing I can think of is that if they just left that on there and just changed the numbers for the new mix and just didn't change to 2023. So maybe we'll have to wait until the next mix comes out to see if that's exactly what is going on. There is our Mercedes wagon. That one looks pretty good. It does say El Segundo Car Dealership. That is kind of cool. There is your Mercedes service logo. Courtesy vehicle. This is supposed to be the loaner vehicle when you take your Mercedes in. There is no print on the chrome front. There's no print on there at all. But I don't think it needs print. Still looks pretty good. There is some print for the side marker lights, which is not too bad. Some deets on the back. Looks decent. Get that to focus a little bit. There is a plate on there. Just as courtesy. Obviously, it will be a California plate. It does say MBX on there for Matchbox. That one looks pretty good. It is a gloss white roof. Kind of a light blue paint job. And then, of course, it does have the same Rail Rider wheels as the Volkswagen, which helps. There is the base deets. Super chrome base. Again, existing casting. So this one's meh. This one's meh. We actually get print on these headlight surrounds on the basic range one, but not on this one. And we're going to move on to the last one, which in my opinion is going to be the best of the mix because I am a little biased. This is the 1979 Freightliner FLT. Absolutely bonkers that Matchbox made this. This has been in production for quite some time. It seemed to be delayed and had all kinds of problems. I think originally, and don't quote me on this, but I'm fairly certain originally this was designed to be a moving parts model. I guarantee you it's not, but that's unfortunately, but that's okay. It does debut in the premium line. You can tell it's probably because, it's an expensive casting. This is an expensive one to make. Hopefully it has a interior in it because it does have 3 axles, which does violate their part number assembly requirements. There is the box that looks absolutely fantastic. I really like the box art wheels on there. That looks fantastic. I like that the base is a little bit more silver. I wish the base was silver, not chrome. There is the blueprints, which looks super cool. That one looks really, really cool. I really like that one. Super small. It's got to fit on the box. But that one looks pretty cool. I actually like that one. That one is not too shabby. There we go. So they are all 2022. Now this is the copyright's irrelevant. That's copyright, but this is to indicate what year of collector they are. So if this is for 2022, that means we are way over on the models. Over by 3 models. That means we actually got 23 models last year, which if we did, Matchbox messed up somewhere. So this is our Freightliner. So the cab does not move, just like I figured it wouldn't move, which is unfortunate. I think it was going to be a tilt cab. They ended up scrapping that idea. Get this guy to focus. There we go. There is the deets on the side. It says Something and Sons Farms. That looks very, very good. Does have your license number on there. It is all chrome base. It is very hefty, very wide. Freightliner on the front looks fantastic. The details are amazing. I can tell you that I am happy to report there is an interior in there. It's very difficult to see in there because there's very, very little windows. But there is a seat in there. There is a seat in there. So it's probably just part of the second part of the base, which is perfectly fine. So there are 2 base pieces. Moving around to the side, there is some nice print in the back, although you won't see that print because you do have 2 stacks on there, which actually look pretty good. The top is all done up. All your rivet holes and everything looks fantastic. As expected, all the orange is metal. Everything else is plastic. This will hook up to the standard convoy lines nowadays. Matchbox is coming out with convoys this year. There is the deets on the back. There is none, but there is some casting detail in there. The mud flaps are integrated in the base, which I've always been not a fan of that. But it is what it is. You can't put real mud flaps on it. But that looks okay. It does have some tanks on the side as well. Ultra chrome base. So we're going to see if we can get the number. 1339 is your man number for brand spanking new casting here. That one looks pretty good. It does have the Matchbox, Matchbox's own Real Rider wheel in there. And that guy looks pretty good. Like I said, he's a pretty hefty guy. So we're going to bring our mix back in. There is our mix. Barely fits on the screen. Give ourselves a little bit of a tilt there. There we go. So there is the mix. That is mix number 1 for 2023. Despite the fact that they all say they're from 2022. It's a great mix. It's a really good mix. 2 brand new castings and 3 other castings that are definitely fan favorites for sure. And I like it. I like it a lot. And the only bad thing is these are only 2 per case. Everything, or 1 per case. Everything else is 2. But it's a good case. It's a good case. So drop a comment. Let me know what you think about those. Let me know what you think about this awesome Freightliner. That's my favorite, followed by the Land Rover. I think that's fantastic. These are kind of, the Datsun's pretty cool. The Datsun's pretty cool. So let me know. Level Room Podcast. We're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. Catch you next time. Peace.